Hello, mighty companion. This is Earl Purdy. This is Earl Purdy, and I want to welcome you to Facebook Live Hardcore Course in Miracles. Hardcore Course in Miracles with Earl Purdy. And we're going to the topic is going to be, it's each one judged in the end. Are you going to be judged? Are you going to be judged at the end of your life? Are you going to be judged in the end? That's a very interesting question. Let's hear what the Course in Miracles has to say about that. I'm Earl Purdy. Welcome to Course in Miracles Hardcore on Facebook Live. And we're going to do our theme song to get us centered. We are one. We are one. Here we go. There's a call for a God, I see it everywhere. Everybody's running scared. Everything is turning upside down. But the words I hear, they keep coming through from deep inside of me and you. It's telling us that love is who I am. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Now let's come together and understand that love was born inside of every man. He's waiting for us to choose him as ourselves. When you choose him, you know you choose me too. And everyone becomes a part of you. And then you will know that love is who I am. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Oh, we are one. Hey, mighty companions. You are welcome to Hardcore Course in Miracles. Are you ready to get down? Are you ready to get down? We're going to cover, is each one to be judged in the end? Are you going to be judged in the end after your physical life is over? Or how are you going to be judged in the end? Right here. So we're going to talk about that. That's a fascinating topic from A Course in Miracles. It's going to be on page 38 in the Manual for Teachers, section 15, page 38. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel you are me. I am you and you are me. Hello, mighty companion. It is so good to be here with you. I'm going to get my sanity break. I'm going to get my sanity break. I'm joining with my mighty companions. I'm going to get my sanity break. Yes. Doesn't it feel good to be with each other? Listen, we're going to talk about it, each one to be judged in the end. We've heard a lot about that, about you're going to be judged, that you're going to be judged by God, that you're going to be judged by your Creator, and we're going to be judged by each other. So we're going to be on page 38 in the Manual for Teachers in the Course in Miracles, the Blue Book, the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles, page 38, section 15. And I'm glad to be here with you. I'm Earl Purdy. Welcome to Facebook Live. Remember only this. These are the guidelines for A Course in Miracles. I'm the Divine Repetition Teacher. I'm your remembering coach, and I've been teaching and learning A Course in Miracles for over 40 years. So I really am here to help deliver the message of miracles to those who are Course in Miracles students and anyone else that cares to listen. So if you want to get the most out of this, take a breath and tell yourself that you need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. You might resist some of the things I say. Some of the ideas you will find hard to believe. Some of these ideas you will find hard to believe, Some of the ideas you will find hard to believe. Some of the ideas may startle you. Some of the ideas may startle you. You are not asked to judge and analyze the ideas at all. You're not being asked to judge and analyze the ideas. We are not going to analyze the ideas. The Course in Miracles says, do you know it says their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. Using the Course in Miracles is what's going to show you that the Course in Miracles is true. And so we're going to talk about is each one to be judged in the end. Well, the Course in Miracles says, yes, everybody's going to be judged in the end. Everybody's going to be judged in the end. Does that mean are you going to be judged in the end? Yes, you're going to be judged in the end. I mean, who can flee from the truth forever? You're going to be judged truly. You're going to be judged correctly. Nobody can flee from the truth. You're going to be judged the way the truth describes you in the end. So when will you receive the final judgment? When will you receive the final judgment? When will you receive the final judgment? Well, it's not going to come until it's no longer associated with fear. You're going to hear God's final judgment. You're going to hear the Creator's final judgment when you are no longer afraid to hear it. Actually, do you know that one day, everybody's going to welcome the final judgment. One day, everyone will be glad to hear the final judgment that the Course in Miracles and that love is going to bestow on you. And when you welcome that true judgment on you, when you welcome that final judgment on you, that's going to be the very day that you're going to receive the final judgment. The last thing that's going to be said about you. There's going to be a final judgment on you. A final truth that is the truth, that's not going to change, that's going to always be the truth about you no matter what. So what is this final judgment? What is the final judgment that you're going to hear? Well, you're going to hear your sinlessness proclaimed around the world. See, the Course in Miracles, I tell people all the time who are studying the Course in Miracles, the Course in Miracles is not asking for you to interpret what it's saying. A Course in Miracles is not asking you to give your judgments and opinions about what it's saying. The Course in Miracles actually explains itself as it goes along. Like, for instance, it just said one day each one will welcome the final judgment, and on that very day the final judgment will be given to them. And then you go, well, what is that final judgment? Then the next sentence tells you You're going to hear your sinlessness proclaimed around and around the world. You're going to hear your innocence proclaimed around and around the world. The Course in Miracles teaches that there is no such thing as sin. You are not sinful. You are not sinful. You are not bad. You are not guilty. Who you really are is not born in sin. Who you really are is not guilty. So you're going to hear your innocence proclaimed. That's going to be the final judgment on you. The final judgment on you is going to be that you are innocent, that you are loved, that you are free. The final judgment on you is going to be that you are spirit, that you are as love created you. You are as your creator created you, not what people think of you, not what the world thinks of you, not how guilty minds in the world define you. You are going to hear your sinlessness proclaimed round and round the world. And you're going to be set free. You're going to be set free by hearing your sinlessness proclaimed round and round the world. Setting the world free, setting you free. It's God's final judgment on you is received. I would like you to hear what I just said. 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 You're going to hear your innocence proclaimed round and around the world. Setting it free as God's final judgment on you is received. God is another term for love. Love is God. God is love. Love is God. God is love. So you can always use the word love as a substitute for the word God. So what is love's final judgment on you? Someone that loves you, what is going to be their judgment on you? Someone that loves you, they're not going to be focusing on your guilt and trying to make you feel guilty. Someone that loves you is going to focus on your innocence, your sinlessness, your innocence. Someone that loves you, they're not focusing on what they think of as your guilt and what's wrong with you. They're going to be focused on your innocence. So do you know that your sinlessness, your innocence, this is the judgment in which your salvation, which is your right-mindedness, lies. So you are not right-minded. You're not right-minded if you're seeing yourself as guilty, separate. You are not right-minded if you're seeing yourself as guilty and separate. You're not seeing yourself, you're not using the last judgment, you're not using the right judgment if you're seeing yourself as unworthy of love. Do you make mistakes? Yeah, we all make mistakes. We're all learning. We're all learning how to let go of the blocks to love. We're all learning how to let go of the blocks to love. We all make mistakes. But who you really are, what you really are, no matter what you think about yourself, what you really are, you're still as love created you. You're still as God created you. And your creator created you sinless, created you guiltless. And you're going to hear that proclaimed around and around the world. And that's going to set it free as God's final judgment on you is received. That's the judgment in which your salvation lies. That you're innocent and sinless and guiltless. That's the judgment on which your salvation, which is forgiveness, lies. This is the judgment that's going to set you free. I hear people say that they want to be free. They want to be free. But from a Course in Miracles standpoint, being free means being free of fear and guilt and separation. Because your physical reality is a reflection of your beliefs, your thoughts, your ideas. Your life is a reflection of your core beliefs and ideas. And if you have a core belief about yourself, that you are flawed, that you are guilty, then that core belief will produce struggle and pain and lack and sickness in your perceived life. So what's the answer? The answer that will set you free is to focus on your innocence, your sinlessness. This is the judgment that's going to set you free. That you're innocent, that you're sinless, that you're guiltless. It's the judgment that's going to free all things with you. Not only, does that mean not only you are going to be set free, but everyone else will be set free as you accept the truth for yourself? Yeah. Because time is going to pause. Time is going to pause as eternity. That's where you really belong. You belong in eternity. You belong in a love and a reality of love that never ends. So silence is going to lie across the world that everyone may hear this judgment of the child of God. So be quiet. We need to all be quiet. Let our ego be quiet. Let our doubts be quiet. Let our old thinking and programming be quiet. And hear this judgment. What judgment? What is the judgment of the Son of God? What is the judgment of the child of God? And you are the child of God. You are the child of love. You are the child of love. You are the extension of love. The Course in Miracles defines the child of God as an extension of love. You are an extension of love. You are an extension of truth. You are an extension of God. You are an extension of freedom. And so what is the judgment on you? What is the judgment on you? What did I say the judgment on you is? The judgment on you is that you are innocent and you are sinless and you are guiltless. You are innocent, sinless, and guiltless. Your true self is innocent, sinless, and guiltless. What are you? Innocent, sinless, and guiltless. What are you? Innocent, sinless, and guiltless. What are you? Innocent, 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 innocent. I know you might make mistakes. You might do some crazy stuff sometimes. You may do some things that freak you out and not very loving. When you're afraid, when you're misperceiving, you might not realize all the time that you are innocent and guiltless, but it's the truth about what and who you really are, who you really are. You are sinless. You are guiltless. I'm the divine, I am the divine, I am the divine repetition teacher. I am your remembering the truth coach. So what is the judgment? I'm going to share with you what is the judgment? What is the last judgment? When it says last judgment, what it means is this is the truth about you and there's not going to be any other judgments after that because this is the last judgment. It's the judgment of you that's always true, and the judgment of you that will set you free from sickness. It will set you free from loneliness. It will set you free from lack, boredom, upset, discontent, frustration. It's to think of yourself this way. Holy are you. Do you know that the Course in Miracles defines one of the definitions that the Course in Miracles gives of holy is innocent, loving. So holy are you, eternal, free, and whole. What are you? Holy are you. What does it mean to be holy? It means you are eternal. What does it mean when the Course in Miracles says you are eternal? It means you do what you are, who you really are, does not die. Who you really are does not die. It means that you are love. You are permanent. Who you really are. Who you really are. You are innocent. You are eternal. You are eternal. Who you are never dies. Who you are never ends. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole. Who are you really? You are at peace forever in the heart of God. Who you really are is at peace forever in the heart of God. You are at peace forever in the heart of God. That's what you are. That's who you are. I'm taking this slow and I'm repeating it over and over and over again because I don't want to just give a whole lot of information and it just be something else that you've heard a bunch of information and then you forget it 5 minutes after the class is over and I forget it 5 minutes after the class is over. I'd much rather you walk away from listening to this presentation recognizing that you're not sinful, bad, and guilty. And if I have to say it 100 times over the next hour, you are holy. Holy are you. Innocent are you. Eternal, free, and whole. at peace forever, in the heart of God. That's the truth about you. Now, do you always know that? Do you always realize that? Of course not. If you already knew that you were completely holy and eternal and free and whole, you would have no sadness and no fear at any level. You wouldn't even need to be watching this or listening to this. But who you really are is at peace. What you really are is at peace forever in God's heart. So where is the world? Where is sorrow now? And I'm going to take 2 or 3 minutes to say the last judgment. This is the last judgment. Here we go. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of love. Where is the world and where is sorrow now? I'm so glad I am innocent. I'm so glad that what I really am is innocent. What you really are is innocent. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Innocent are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of love. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of love. Where is the world and where is sorrow now? Where is the world and where is sorrow now? Where is the world and where is sorrow now? I'm going to say it to you again. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining me, mighty companion. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Innocent are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of love. Where is the world and where is sorrow now? Where is the world and where is sorrow now? Where is the world and where is sorrow now when you accept this as true? Innocent are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of love. Where is the world? Where is sorrow now? So I have a question I want to ask you. Is this your judgment on yourself? Is this the way you judge yourself? Do you judge yourself as innocent? Do you judge yourself as an eternal spiritual being? Do you judge yourself as free? Do you judge yourself as whole and complete? Do you judge yourself as at peace? Do you judge yourself as at peace in God's heart? Is that your judgment on yourself? Teacher of God, teacher of love, demonstrator of love. Teacher of God means demonstrator of love. Demonstrator. A teacher is a demonstrator. God is love. So you are a teacher of God. You're here to be a demonstrator of love. You're here to be a demonstrator of love. You're here to be a demonstrator of truth. You're here to be a demonstrator of truth. You're here to be a demonstrator. You're on the planet. You're on the planet. You're on the planet to demonstrate what the Course in Miracles is teaching. You're here to demonstrate the forgiveness and the love and the consciousness that the Course in Miracles, the Course in Love is teaching you. Do you believe this is totally true? Do you believe that you are sinless and guiltless? Do you believe that you are totally innocent and totally pure? Do you believe that you are total love and only love? No, not yet. Not yet. But knowing yourself is innocence, knowing yourself is love, knowing yourself is spirit, that's why you're here. That's your goal. You're here to get rid of every block to love that's in your mind. You're here to get rid of every block to love that's in your thinking. You're here to get rid of every block to oneness in God that's in you. The Course in Miracles says, but this is still your goal while you are here. So what is the goal while you are here? What is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is for you to judge yourself as holy, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. That is your goal, to get to the point that you see only the beauty and the truth and the innocence that is in you, that is you. Do you know that it's your function to prepare yourself? So what is your real function? What is your spiritual function? What is your true function? Your true function is to prepare yourself. You are here to prepare yourself. You are here to prepare yourself. What are you here to prepare yourself to do? You're here to prepare yourself to hear this judgment. What judgment? That you are holy, you are innocent, you are eternal, you are free, and you are whole, and you are at peace in God's heart. That's why you're here. I know you might think it's all the other reasons and all the other things that you're doing in your day-to-day life and all your worldly ambitions and desires and focus. But the truth is, you're really here to come to realize the truth about yourself. You're here to prepare yourself to hear the most loving things possible about yourself. You're here to prepare to hear this judgment and to recognize this judgment is true. So what is the judgment that's true? What is the judgment that's true? That you are innocent, that you are holy, that you are eternal, that you are free, that you are whole, that you are at peace in the heart of God. You are here to recognize that what I just told you is true. You're to be working on yourself to prepare yourself to hear that you are innocent. You are loved. You are loving. You are lovable. You are love. You are loving. You are lovable. You are love. You are loved, and you are lovable, and you are loving. You are here to prepare yourself to let go of everything that keeps you from recognizing that about yourself. Do you know that one instant of complete belief in this, complete belief in what? Complete belief in holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. If you were to completely believe this for just one instant, you would go beyond believing that you are innocent and holy to certainty that you are innocent, that you are spirit, that you are holy, that you are free, that you are whole. Just one instant. All it would take would be what? One instant of complete belief in this. One instant out of time will bring the end of time. But don't judge yourself from your fear and guilt and separation. Because if you're judging yourself being what you think you are, this delays this final judgment. If you believe the programming and conditioning of any type of fear or lack of love, if you believe any of the negative things that you may think about yourself or say about yourself, or any of the negative things that anyone else may say about you, then that delays when you will recognize that you are holy, eternal, free, and whole. Because the way you think about yourself, your reality, your perceived reality is going to reflect what you think and believe about yourself. Your experience is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs. Your conscious thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs, and your unconscious, subconscious thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs. They make your perceived reality. Everything that you see is coming from you. Everything that you are seeing and thinking is coming from you. So you need a new perception of yourself. You need to let a new perception come to you. What would be that new perception? That you are sinless, that you are holy, that you are eternal, that you are free, that you are whole. Also, I'd like to ask you, what is your judgment of the world? What is your judgment of your world? Teacher of God, what is your judgment of your world? What is your judgment on the world? How do you judge the world? Have you learned to stand aside? Have you learned yet to stand aside How do you stand aside? You hear the voice of judgment, the voice of judgment from spirit, hear the voice of judgment from love, hear the voice of judgment from the Holy Spirit in yourself. You have to learn how to hear the voice, the true voice inside of yourself. There's a true voice in you. There's a loving, true, spiritual, divine voice in you. There is a loving, spiritual, divine voice in you. But you have to learn how to stand aside. Stop listening to the programming and the voices of fear and anger and guilt and insanity that the world, which is also a projection of your consciousness, is saying to you. So do you listen to God's voice in yourself, or do you still attempt to take God's role from God? Do you still attempt to be in charge of everything all by yourself, trying to figure it all out on your own? So what is it that you need to learn to be? What is it that I need to learn to be? Learn to be quiet. 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 Especially when you feel angry. Especially when you feel afraid. Be quiet. Be quiet. When you're tempted to attack. When you're tempted to go off. Be quiet. Be quiet. When you're judging yourself, condemning yourself, or being tempted to judge someone else, be quiet. Learn to be quiet. Learn to be quiet. Learn to be quiet. Why should you learn to be quiet? Because God's voice is heard in quietness. The person that can hear the voice for love, the person that can hear the voice for God, the person that can hear the voice for God, the person that can hear the voice of love, the person that can hear their inner guidance is someone that has learned to be quiet. When you're most upset, take a breath and be quiet. When you're most tempted to be jealous, insecure, angry, go off. Judge somebody, judge yourself. When you're tempted to see someone else as a villain and your enemy and trying to hurt you and you're not really sure that's the case at all, that's something you're telling yourself. Learn to be quiet. Because the voice of the divine is heard in stillness. So who does love's judgment come to? Who does the true judgment of love come to? Who does God's judgment come to? It comes to all who stand aside in quiet listening and wait for the Holy Spirit. Wait for your healer, your inner comforter, your inner guide. That's the Holy Spirit. You cannot hear the voice for God in anger and conflict and fear. That's the voice of the ego. That is the voice of the insane part of your mind that's full of anger and fear and guilt and grievances. So the judgment, the true judgment of love comes to everybody who stands aside in quiet listening and wait. So what is it that the Course in Miracles is saying to you and me? It says, you who are sometimes sad, you who are sometimes sad, you who are sad sometimes, are you sometimes sad? Are you sometimes sad and sometimes angry? Are you sometimes sad and sometimes angry? Are you sometimes sad and sometimes angry? Do you sometimes feel like your just due isn't given you? Do you sometimes feel like you're not getting what you deserve? Do you sometimes feel like you're not being treated the way you deserve to be treated? Do you sometimes Do you sometimes feel like your best efforts meet with lack of appreciation? Do you feel like sometimes you put forth your best efforts and your best efforts are not appreciated? Do you sometimes you feel like you are not appreciated? Do you sometimes feel that? Do you feel like you are sometimes not appreciated? Do you feel like your best efforts meet with lack of appreciation? Do you sometimes feel like your best efforts meet with contempt? Do you feel like sometimes you put out your best efforts and they're met with contempt? What should you do? What should you do if you are sometimes sad, sometimes angry? What should you do if you feel something like you're just deserve what you deserve is not being given you? What should you do if you sometimes feel like what you deserve is not being given to you? What should you do if you feel like sometimes your best efforts, your very best efforts are met with lack of appreciation and even contempt? What should you do? Give up these foolish thoughts. You mean the Course in Miracles is telling me that when I have thoughts of sadness and when I have thoughts of anger and I have thoughts that I'm not getting the appreciation that I deserve, or when I think that my best efforts are met with a lack of appreciation and even contempt, the Course in Miracles says, give up these foolish thoughts. Give up these foolish thoughts. Give up your 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 foolish thoughts. What are your foolish thoughts? What are your foolish thoughts? Thoughts of sadness, thoughts of anger, thoughts of feeling like you're not getting what you deserve, thoughts that your best efforts meet with the lack of appreciation or even contempt. Give up these foolish thoughts because these thoughts are too small and meaningless to occupy your holy, innocent mind an instant longer. Don't let these thoughts of sadness and anger and not feeling like you're receiving what you deserve, don't let these thoughts occupy your holy mind an instant longer. God's judgment is waiting for you. Love's judgment is waiting for you. God's judgment is waiting for you. Love's judgment is waiting for you. Do you know that? God is waiting to set you free. God's judgment waits for you to set you free. God's judgment waits for you to set you free. God's judgment waits for you. Love's judgment, Spirit's judgment is waiting for you to set you free. What can the world hold out to you? Regardless of your judgments on the world's gifts, what can the world hold out for you that you would rather have than the judgment of love, the judgment of God, the true judgment? You will be judged. Yes, you will be judged. But do you know how you're going to be judged? You're going to be judged in fairness. You're going to be judged in fairness. You're going to be fairly judged. And you're going to be judged in honesty. You're going to be judged. You're right. But you're going to be judged in fairness. You're going to be judged in honesty. There is no deceit in God. There is no deceit in love. Love would never deceive you. There is no deceit in love. Love will never deceive you. Someone that loves you will never deceive you. Real love never deceives, never deceives. There is no deceit in love. There is no deceit in love. There is no deceit in love. Do you know God's promises are sure? Love's promises are sure. God's promises are certain. Only remember that. Remember that I've often said that the Course in Miracles says the word remember over and over and over. The Course in Miracles doesn't say analyze. It says remember. Remember what? Remember that there's no deceit in love. Remember that you're going to be judged and judged in fairness and honesty. Remember that you are holy. Remember that you're going to be judged as eternal, free, and whole, and at peace in the heart of God. You're going to be judged in honesty and in compassion and love and fairness. That's how you're going to be judged. That's the last judgment. God's 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 promises have guaranteed God's judgment. Love's promises has guaranteed its judgment. God's promises have guaranteed God's judgment, and God's judgment alone will be accepted in the end. Do you know that God's judgment, what the Course in Miracles is teaching you, love's judgment, that's going to be the only judgment in the end. It's your function to make that end be soon. It's your function to make the correct and to allow the correct, loving judgments about you to be now. It's time for you to stop criticizing yourself, to stop putting yourself down, to stop seeing yourself as separate, to stop seeing yourself as guilty, and to know that you can make mistakes, and mistakes are for correction. You have an inner guide. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. You have a divine guide. You have a spiritual guide. We were not put here alone. It's your function to make the end of your judgments on yourself, your negative judgments on yourself or anybody else. It's your function to make the end of those judgments be soon. It's your function to hold the loving judgments about yourself to your heart, and then offer that loving judgment to all the world to keep the world safe. That's your function. This section has talked about exactly what your purpose is, exactly what your goal is, exactly what your function is, and it's also giving you the way to look at yourself that will allow a healing in every single area of your life. Are you interested in having happiness and joy and abundance and peace in every area of your life? This section that I've just gone through has given you the core beliefs that will allow that to happen. And I'm going to do a quick recap in a minute, because it's through the repetition and hearing this and listening to this at least 4 times that will allow you to understand how you're going to be judged in the end. I'm a full-time teacher of A Course in Miracles. I am a full-time teacher of A Course in Miracles. If you would like to make a financial expression of appreciation or donation, I would totally appreciate that so much, because God is expressing itself. Love is expressing itself through me and through you. Well, if you'd like to do that, you can make a donation on my website, www.earlpurdy.com. You can also make a financial expression of appreciation using Venmo, the Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. All you need is my email address. My email address is earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. I'm also available for one-on-one coaching, mentoring, counseling sessions using the principles of the Course in Miracles that I've studied for over 40 years, 42 years, as a matter of fact, next month. And let me work with you on a one-on-one, especially if you want to get deeper into this Course in Miracles and how you can apply these principles to the issues and problems and circumstances that are going on in your life. Remember, there is nothing you're going through that the Course in Miracles does not give a solution to, in terms of how to see it and how to relate to it and how to deal with it. There is nothing you can bring up in a session with me that we cannot find the answer to that in A Course in Miracles and my 40 years of experience of counseling and working with people. Okay, the Course in Miracles has the answers. I can help you. I can be a channel. And for those of you who are open to it, I'm also an astrologer and a numerologist. I'm really the holy child of God, just like you. On Sundays at 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, on Facebook Live, on the Earl Purdy page, I do another Course in Miracles online presentation. And if you live in the Denver, Colorado area, then you can attend in person. I'm at 1555 Race Street, RACE, 1555 Race Street, here in Denver, Colorado, if you want to attend in person. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, online only. I do hardcore Course in Miracles, especially for people who are studying A Course in Miracles and want to take advantage of my 42 years of teaching and learning it. The Course in Miracles is profoundly simple, but you can make it as complicated as you need to or as simple as it needs to be. The key to the miracles are your study and attention, doing the workbook lessons, reading the text. The book is 3 books, and the Course in Miracles has 3 parts. The text that gives you the theoretical foundation, the workbook for students that allows you to give practical application to the promises of peace and love that it is giving you. How do you live this in your everyday life? The workbook lessons. And then there's the manual for teachers that explains a lot of the terminology that A Course in Miracles uses. The Course in Miracles will change your perception of your life, and you will see miracles in your life. It is fantastic. I wouldn't be doing something for 42 years that had no validity. It really works. So I'm going to do a quick review, and I'm going to repeat this as many times as I can before the hour is up, because it's the repetition. So if you want to just let yourself hear what I'm saying and just let it in, then that would be great. Watch and listen to this at least 4 times. There will not be a Thursday Course in Miracles class next Thursday, which would be September 22nd, 2022. Okay? September 22nd, 2022, I will not be doing a Facebook Live Course in Miracles class, but we'll be continuing the following week. And I have hundreds of classes on YouTube, on my website, and on Facebook. I did all 365 Course in Miracles workbook lessons on video that you can watch on YouTube. All you have to do is Google or do a search on the lesson you want and my name. In other words, you would just type in lesson 50 Earl Purdy or lesson 50 Purdy on YouTube, and you could hear and watch the workbook lesson, whatever lesson you're on. I'm here to be truly helpful. This is my calling. Yes, this is your calling. You're here for more than just achieving personal power, fame and specialness, money and physical pleasure, even though those things are enjoyable. And the Course in Miracles is not condemning them, because A Course in Miracles doesn't condemn anything that's based in peace and love. But you have a higher purpose for being here. You are an old soul. If you were not an old soul, you would not be watching this. This means nothing to somebody that's not ready to hear it yet. And I understand that. So I'm grateful to you. So here we go. So just let yourself hear. Just let yourself hear me. Let me go off for a minute. Is each one to be judged in the end? In the end? Are you to be judged in the end? Do you know that you are going to be judged? No one can escape God's final judgment. You cannot escape love's final judgment. Who could flee forever from the truth? The final judgment will not come until it's not associated with fear. The final judgment will not come until it's not associated with fear. But you will welcome it one day. But you will welcome it one day. One day, everybody's going to welcome the final judgment. And on that very day that you welcome the final judgment will be given you. You're going to hear your innocence proclaimed around and around the world. You are innocent. That's the final judgment on you, that you are loved and you are innocent. That's the final judgment on you. And that's going to set the world free as well as set you free. Remembering that you are innocent and sinless and guiltless. Remembering that you are innocent and sinless and guiltless. That's going to set you free. That thought is going to set you free. That's the judgment in which everything is going to be freed with you. Time is going to pause as you bring your eternal nature near. It is time to be silent. Let yourself be silent so that you can hear the judgment about you. I'm going to give you the judgment of you, the last judgment. Are you ready for the last judgment? Let me give you the last judgment. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Innocent are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Where is the world and where is sorrow now? That's the truth about you. That's the truth about you. Now, is that your judgment on yourself? Do you believe that that's totally true? Probably not yet, but it's your goal to recognize how loved and loving and innocent that you are. That's the goal. That's why you're here. It is your function to prepare yourself to hear this loving judgment and recognize its truth. If you were to believe this for just one instant, you would go beyond belief to absolute certainty. Don't you judge yourself. Don't judge yourself according to what the world tells you. You're not sinful. You're not bad. You're not guilty. You make mistakes for correction, loving correction. So what is your judgment of the world? Have you learned and are you learning to stand aside from your ego, your fears, your conditioning, and your programming so that you can hear the voice of God, the voice of love inside yourself? Or do you attempt to take God's role from God? Do you attempt to be in charge? Do you attempt to try to handle everything and do it all by yourself on your own? Are you taking God's role from God? Are you taking your inner God's role? Learn to be quiet. Learn to be quiet. Learn to be quiet. Because God's voice is heard in quietness. And you can hear the voice for God. You can hear the voice for love if you will stand aside and just listen. Just listen and wait for the guidance of your inner self. You who are sometimes sad and angry and sometimes feel like you're not getting what you deserve, or you need to give up these foolish ego thoughts. They're not bringing you any kind of truth or peace or love. They're too small and meaningless to occupy your mind an instant longer. The judgment that I've given you of God tonight, the judgment of love, is waiting for you. The truth is waiting for you to set you free. You will be judged, but you're going to be judged in fairness. You're going to be judged in honesty. You're going to be judged in love. There is no deceit in God. There is no deceit in God. There is no deceit in God. There's no deceit in love. God's promises are sure. Your Creator's promises are sure. And that promise is that God's will for you is perfect happiness. But you need to remember that the Creator's promises are guaranteed by the Creator's judgment. And the Creator's judgment alone will be accepted in the end. What is your function? What is your function? To make that judgment, to make that end be soon. End criticizing yourself. End seeing yourself as separate from love. End seeing yourself as separate from God. End seeing yourself as alone. It's your function to hold this loving judgment that I've given you from A Course in Miracles to your heart and offer it to all the world to keep it safe. One more time. What is the last judgment? You're going to be judged in the end, but this is the judgment that's you're going to receive. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of love. Innocent are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of love. Innocent, you are innocent, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever, at peace forever, at peace forever in the heart of God. Holy are you, innocent are you, beautiful are you. You are beautiful, you are holy, you are innocent, you are sinless, you are guiltless, you are innocent, you are spirit. You are free, you are free, you are whole, you are free, you are free, you are free. That's the last judgment on you, is that you are free, that you are holy and innocent, that you are eternal, and that you are whole. The final judgment on you, you're going to be judged in the end as at peace forever in the heart of God. And if that's the truth about you, where is the world and where is sorrow now? Holy are you, eternal, free, and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. It's your function. It's your function. It's your function to study, meditate, pray, focus on the Course in Miracles or your spiritual path. It's your function to prepare yourself to hear this judgment and to recognize that what I've just told you about how innocent and holy you are, that is true. Mighty companion, wow, I really, to the bottom of my heart, pray that you can get past your own ego, that you can get past your own programming and conditioning that the world has given you, so that you can really hear something that's beautiful and powerful and true as A Course in Miracles. You are entitled to miracles. You're not here to suffer. You don't have to suffer. You're not alone. No matter what you think your problem is, no matter what you think is going on in your life that keeps you from having the joy that you want to have, you are not alone, because you are holy. You are powerful. You have a loving creator. And your loving creator is going to judge you. But your loving creator, your true creator, is going to judge you as sinless. Your true creator, someone that really loves you, is going to judge you as eternal, free, and whole. Mighty companion, watch and listen to this at least 4 times. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to let my body be used by God. Thank you for allowing me and being receptive to the truth and the love of A Course in Miracles that comes through me. Because it's also my function to prepare myself through A Course in Miracles to hear this loving judgment on me, just like it's your function to prepare yourself to hear only loving thoughts about you. You are still as God created you. Love you. May the Course be with you.